It's the final few games of Season 2 in the Championship here with our Project Boro career mode. The question is, are we still in the fight for the automatic promotion places, or are we going to have to settle for the playoffs?
As the Uruguayan curls one in. Oh, Middlesbrough take the lead!
What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome to another episode of Project Boro. And today we are here, and I said this at the end of the last video, if we were here for the final 3 games of the season, chances are we'd be in with a chance of automatic promotion. If we're here for the final 2, we're probably not, and we're just here to finish the season. And I'm sorry to report we're here for the final 2 games of this season. Since you last joined me, I mean, it's been up and down. Of course, you last seen me when we drew 1-1 against Watford. We went to Leicester, and I tell you what, it couldn't have been a worse game if we tried. Like, literally, if we'd have written out the worst possible game against the side who've now, by the way, wrapped the title up, they're promoted, they're gone, this would have been it. We actually scored first in the second minute, and I thought, oh my god, we're going up, we're going to beat Leicester, we're going up. And then this happened. 1, 2, 3, penalty. A stupid penalty conceded, by the way, by Lenihan. Amirigo scored their 4th, and then Lewis Bryan decided to get 2 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes, and obviously by then we were 10 down, a man down, and they go and score a 5th, and we lose 5-1 to Leicester. Wasn't great, as you can imagine. Thankfully, we had a team meeting, we bounced back, we beat Derby 3-1 in the next game at home, and this was the golden opportunity, guys, because this game week, away at Hull, we were behind Forest and Blackburn. They both lost, but we couldn't take advantage. We ended up drawing, and we were winning again after only 3 minutes, and we were cruising, if I'm honest. And because Blackburn and Forest were losing, the Live League table had us up to 3rd. We were 2 points off Blackburn, I think, and it was like, right, here we go. And then we go and drop an absolute clanger second half, conceding 2 stupid goals in a matter of minutes, and then nicking a late one, thankfully, to equalise. They had a late goal disallowed, which they could have went on and won the game. So we missed a huge chance against Hull. Thankfully, we then went on to beat Plymouth 3-0 in probably one of the best performances in a long time. But Blackburn and Forest also won. So this is where we're at with 2 games to go, 6 points to play for. We're 6 points off of second. So it is safe to say we need an absolute miracle. We need Blackburn to lose both games. We need to win both games. And there be a 5-goal swing. Which, when you win and lose, if they lose 2 and we win 2, there is a huge chance there will be a 5-goal swing in there. But Blackburn, I think, will get the job done. They had a bit of a wobble, but losing at Huddersfield, they were getting beat by Luton as well. And look what they did. They scored 3 goals in the last half an hour to beat them. They were losing 2-0. I was really excited, but Blackburn pulled a win out the bag. And they play a 24th Swansea, who are absolutely hopeless and looking like they're going to get relegated. So they couldn't have an easier game, to be honest, to seal promotion. And then they have Southampton on the last day, which, to be fair, is a huge banana skin. But I think they'll wrap it up against Swansea. And then in between us, you've got Nottingham Forest, who are only 2 points behind Blackburn. They also have been up and down a little bit, but have been in relatively good form of late. They've got Luton away, which is tough. And you'd like to think they'd beat Rotherham at home. So, yeah, the chances are to overtake them both with 2 games to go is looking very, very impossible. And we're just going to have to settle for the playoffs and see who we play, and we're going to have to go up that way, which is a shame because, we were second for quite, large parts of the season, as you can see here. Top as well for some moments of the season, and we've just dropped, haven't we, from a certain point and not being able to recover. We just cannot put together a good run. We just can't. And it all spelled from that 4-0 defeat to Bristol City, which was an absolutely appalling performance. And since then, we've just not got going. So we might just have to knock automatic promotion on the head and say, let's just focus on taking momentum into the playoffs and hopefully going one better than last season and winning them. So we'll play the final 2 games of the season today in the hope that we can maybe pull off a miracle, or at least go into the playoffs with some hope. And then we'll obviously know who we play. We've got Cardiff and West Brom, who are right behind us pretty much. So that could be a bit of a playoff preview. And a game we definitely don't want to lose. So yeah, let's get into the first game, the penultimate game of the season, down away at Cardiff. So here's the team then to head down to Cardiff. Seny Dieng is in goal. He's had a few real clangers, by the way, recently. Seny, he dropped a 5.8 against Leicester, which you can't get a much worse goalkeeping performance than that. But he is going to come back in. Arroyo is in. We have started to actually play Vandenberg over McKenna and or Lenihan because he is the future. I was told he was 3.5-star current ability, but I mean that's not showing up at the moment. It does say he's 3.5-star current ability. Wide centre back. That might be why. And it's not really wanting us to play him there. That's a bit of a shame. Maybe that's a back 4, a back 3, or a back 5 sort of thing. But yeah, Rav is the future. I think he's pretty much on par with both Lenihan and McKenna at this point. So we are starting to play him in there. I think he's the future replacement for Lenihan, who's 31 now. So Vandenberg will partner him. Ryan Manning's in at left back. Doyle, McGree and Hackney are back in. Finally, Hackney has turned his grumpy mood around and actually come to us and said he withdraws any worries he had. He's happy to continue and play. And his form's picked up as a result, which is cool. Pellistri and Jones, we've got them either side of Anthony Martial, who has just recovered from a broken nose. Sadly though, Marcus Forster's season is done. He suffered a double hernia and I don't think will make the playoffs. But yeah, his season is over, and maybe his Boro career as well, depending on what might happen in the summer, because you can't have a summer without some Marcus Force drama. I mean, you can't have a week without some Marcus Force drama. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm happy to say what the manager said, the assistant there. Let's just repeat what we did against Plymouth, which was probably the best performance we've had in a while. It was very much like the Boro of old. It's just a shame we've not been able to do it consistently enough. And you know, I genuinely thought we had the squad to finish second this season. I thought we'd really cracked it. But a mixture of injuries and bad form and just, yeah, Forest and Blackburn. I mean, Blackburn, I don't know how they've done it, to be honest with you. I think we've got a better squad than them. But they've just hit form at the right time, and Forest were always going to come and make a problem. And I still think they're probably favourites to go up. But yeah, we've just not quite had the legs, unfortunately. But I'd like to hope we can do the job in the playoffs, as Cardiff have had the opening opportunity, which was a header that was straight at Seny Dieng. Of course, we are needing Blackburn to lose both games. They don't play until the late game, actually, so we have no idea what may or may not happen. Just got to do our job and hope for a miracle. But yeah, anything other than a win here and automatic promotion, they're curtains. It's done. But we've got possession here. Playing it out from the back as we do. Vandenberg plays it into Hayden Hackney, who, well, I said, didn't I? He started to play well. He just gave the ball away. Fantastic stuff. O'Dowda to Bagan. Back to O'Dowda now. Is he going to put a low cross in? It's floated to the back post. It's 1-0 to Cardiff. And our inconsistent form continues. We cannot string at least 2 or 3 good results together. Cardiff with a very easy opener. And despite our morale picking up of late, positive team meetings, we've started really poorly. And our away form's been a real issue, I think. I don't know where it's come from, but we've lost some really, really bad games away from home. You know, 5-1 Leicester, 4-0 Bristol City. Pellistri's just equalised there, which is awesome. But yeah, our away form's really been pretty bad. And it's something we can't afford in the playoffs when we need 2 solid legs. But that was a good goal. Doyle plays it in. It was headed out. Pellistri hung back in what will be one of his final games for the club. As we know, he's leaving, as Man United have sold him to Porto, which is interesting. But we've reacted well, I think it's safe to say, since going behind, which is good to see. And elsewhere, what's happening? Forest are still drawing against Luton, so we could gain ground on them if we pick up a result here. But one thing I've noticed when looking at the league as well is McGree's just passed straight to their striker. I mean, these are errors that we just weren't making once upon a time, you know? We just weren't making them. Oza Dowda, he's allowed to run and run and run and run. And Dieng, what was that? How is Dieng being beaten? The shot was straight at him. That's what I mean. We weren't making these errors. McGree gives it away. Dowda is allowed to cut inside. And what's Dieng doing? How has he let that in? It's straight at his goal, man. Oh, God, here it comes. Here comes the capitulation. Perry and G, he's good at free kicks. Oh, my God. It's nearly crept in. I mean, we've just gone from a position where we were pretty much in the game, and now we're on the ropes, maybe going to go two goals down. I mean, it's just so frustrating. Let's not go 3-1 down, lads. Please. Oh. This is the story of our season, ladies and gentlemen. We just fall apart away from home. Dieng, again, he was one of our better players. He's just been terrible of late. And we've let two really, really simple goals in a matter of minutes. And we now need to win 4-3 if we've got any hopes of automatics. But I'm not even bothered. You know, this is about finishing the season strong. We're in the playoffs, which is great. But in this form, I mean, what? We've got no chance. Jones hits the post there because of course he does. And they've got another free kick. I mean, we just love fouling. We're giving away free kicks galore. How kind of us. And G hits the post. And Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, they've won the second ball. A Dowda. And thankfully, Dieng makes a save this time. But I mean, how many shots have they had at this point? It's just... Yeah, I'm finding it really hard to stay motivated for this season. I'm just really annoyed by how it's ended. I just kind of want to just draw a line under it and forget about it, but we need to still stay positive for the playoffs. But I'm going to say I want a better display in the second half because I can't quite explain what I've just witnessed, to be honest with you. We're going to have to go positive to try and salvage something from this game. But we just don't look like the same team. I mean, there we go again, giving it away in midfield, Manning to McGree, who sleeps on the ball. I mean, I'm going to berate them. I'm getting quite annoyed at how just blasé they're being about it. You know, they just don't seem bothered. They just don't seem bothered. Half an hour left. We're going to have to really change things up. Tommy Doyle's coming off. We're going to put Lath on. 2 up top. As you do, Lath, one of the shining lights of recent games and our recent form. Hackney's been shot. To be fair, both him and McGree have been terrible. So we're going to bring on Lewis O'Brien as a ball winner. And to be fair, Bangura's form of late's been pretty good. So I'm going to bring on him for Isaiah Jones as well. Because Palestri is the only one who's actually having a decent game out there at the moment. And if we've got any hope or aspirations as Forest have gone one up now. So, yeah, this could be curtains. We have got a corner. I think we might salvage a draw at the very least. But no, the header's been saved. We're going to have to go attacking. And we need to pray that something special happens in these final 20 minutes. Arroyo heads it down. Here's Palistri. Running down the right-hand side, trying to make something happen. It's a great floated ball at the back post, and Alex Bangura does get one back. He's just come on. It's a wonderful header. It's been a long time since we've seen the old Palestri-Bangura combo. And at least we got to see it there. Great ball in. It's a fantastic header as well. It really is. And maybe we can get a draw from this. We've got another highlight here. Arroyo. Here's Lath into Riley McGree. Can McGree do something here? He's got all the freedom and McGree's put it in the far corner. Well, Well then, maybe there is a twist. In this game, a quick fire double has pulled us level from absolutely nowhere. And McGree, who's had a pretty poor game. I mean, look at that. The momentum's been all ours. They've just scored in random spells. Whenever they've had a chance, they've put it away. I think that's a detriment to our goalkeeper more than anything. But we've got another highlight here. Surely not. Surely we can't make it 4. I mean, I think we've got Cardiff on the ropes here. Manning. Lenihan, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. Oh my God. Do not lose it here, boys, for the love of God. Lenihan into McGree. We might not even have to go very attacking. If something special can happen here. Here's Bangura. Martial. Lath. Martial should have just kept running. He should have took that himself. But we're absolutely all over them here. I mean, we've the momentum's been with us all game. It's just annoying that they've scored 3 goals from nothing essentially. But that's a great ball in behind Lath from Palestri. It's back to Palestri again. Here's Riley McGree. Lath's in. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, that was it. That was it, wasn't it? That was the moment. Oh no, they've got a free kick. Oh God, it's over. Well, it's 3-3. That is it for automatic promotion. It's done. I mean, the second half was a brilliant response. I can't take that away from the boys. But the damage was done in a first half where they scored 3 goals from an XG of 1.2. I don't know what to say to that, if I'm honest. But yeah, that's the perfect response. We should have won the game, but trust the process. What we did in that game there was a promising second half performance, and we just need to focus on the playoffs now. We need to focus on the playoffs because that's where we're going to be, and hopefully we play like that going forward, but not going backwards. Because Forest are now 6 points clear with obviously only a game to play. Blackburn are also adrift, so we can't finish third either. Fourth is the best possible result. West Brom have joined us in the playoffs. I think the playoff 4, are they decided? No, Stoke, Southampton and maybe Bristol City. And maybe Sunderland as well, to be fair. So there's a four-horse race for the final playoff spot, which is quite exciting, to be fair. But it's us versus West Brom. That's guaranteed. So West Brom can't be caught by Stoke. So the final game of the season is a playoff preview. Swansea are officially relegated, which is a terrible season for them. I mean, I don't think they were even remotely in the conversation to go down this season. No, they weren't. That's a shocker. Swansea, what a terrible relegation for them. And Watford have been relegated. They beat us. What was the score? Didn't they beat us recently by a ridiculous score? I mean, Watford going down. That is. I thought Dave Challoner was a really, really strange appointment, having not managed at this level before. But Watford are also relegated, and they were predicted to finish 10th. Wow. And Wickham might stay up, despite being bottom of the league for large parts. They might stay up to the detriment of Hull City. What the hell? Imagine that. Hull, Watford and Swansea relegated. I mean, look at Hull's form. I mean, obviously they get a point off us, despite losing to seemingly everyone else. Of course. What a crazy season, eh? Absolutely bonkers. But anyway, we've got one game left to play. And eerily like, in real life, when Boro played Coventry City in the final game of the season, then played them in the 2-legged semi-final in the playoffs. We didn't win any of them 3 games. We drew in the final game of the season. Drew in the first leg, lost in the second leg. So this is a huge game heading into the playoffs and a huge chance to give West Brom a real psychological blow. Well, some disappointing news off the pitch. Riley McGree, who has made it clear that he doesn't want to stay here and he doesn't want to sign a new deal. He's here till the end of next season, but he wants to leave. And my attitude towards this is, well, if you don't want to be here, there's the door. So we've basically said to Riley, we sort of said, what can we do to keep you here? And he said nothing. So I've said, right, transfer list yet. So McGree is going to be off. We've got plenty of players in that position, and listen, we could get 21 million for him. So if we do go into a season 3, if we still are in the Championship, I mean, that's an unbelievable amount of money for us to invest. And even if we go up, it's still a great figure to invest. And to be fair, if we go up, he might change his mind, and I'm going to turn around and say, no, Riley Sodger. So we've pretty much already got, you know, as I kept saying, I said it last summer, we have that one big sale every summer that helps keep the club afloat, helps us build. Well, Riley McGree looks to be that very sale. So he's going to be off in the summer, and I'm absolutely fine with that, if I'm honest. And we now move on to the game against West Brom. So here's the team then for the final game of the official Championship campaign. Seny Dieng is in goal. I'm bringing in Nathan Ferguson over Anderson Arroyo, whose form has been a little bit poor of late. I am going to bring McKenna and Lenihan back together in the centre of defence with Ryan Manning on the left. I was sort of thinking about bringing in Lucas Engel, but I think Manning will just about keep his place. O'Brien's in as the ball winner, with McGree, who is still going to play despite his transfer request. Hackney as well, who I say has been playing better, dropped a clanger in the last game, in fact. So, you know what? Tommy Doyle. I feel like I need him in the team, so we're gonna stick him in there. We've got Palistri on the right. I have put Bangura. His form of late's actually been really good, so I feel like if we're going to replace a winger, we're going to put Bangura on the left, and I think I'm opting and I'm edging towards Palistri on the right with Martial up top, who himself needs a goal. Martial, his form's dropped off a little bit. He's got 26, but he's completely fallen out of favour for the Golden Boot. He was once clear at the top, to be honest with you. Yeah, as it happens, Iheanacho's just, as you'd imagine with Leicester, gone on and just absolutely, you know, gone bananas and scored. God knows how. I think he's on 30 goals now, so he's going to probably nick the Golden Boot off of Martial, which is a shame. But this is a playoff preview, and it's exactly like in real life when we had Coventry at home on the final day of the season. I'm praying it's not going to be a similar result. And look who they've got in the number 10. Do you guys remember him? Faustino Angerin, the player who turned us down at the start of the season because he didn't want to come to Boro. Well, he's went to West Brom, who are below us. Work that one out. So it would be in the script that he scores against us today. Of course it would. But it's massive that we, you know, go into the playoffs with a win. Just a win anyway. But to beat the team we're going to be playing is absolutely imperative. So this is doubly important, really. And despite our league positions not changing, it's a huge game. And we've gave the ball away already. Brilliant. We love doing that. We love giving the ball away in really dangerous positions. That's fantastic. And we know what normally follows. Ryan Manning that time giving the ball away. You're not doing yourselves a favour, mate, if you want to start in the playoffs. Furlong on the right-hand side now. Plays it inside to Wallace. And Gray has the freedom of Teesside. And Archie Gray puts West Brom 1-0 up. And it is more of the same from a Boro point of view. You know, as a manager, you sit there, you put the players out, and you can do nothing about them just giving the ball away, being really poor on the ball, and, I mean, I just don't have any words. It's the story of our season. It's the story of our recent form. Not good enough. Manning just playing the ball willy-nilly into an area where there's a West Brom player ready to punish, and I tell you what, I'm really, really worried about our form going into the playoffs, you know. I really am. I just don't think we've got the momentum at all. We're like a car that can't get out of first gear at the moment, shooting ourselves in the foot continuously and making life hard for ourselves. Here's Manning. Can he make up for it? Martial's in, and is Martial onside? He is onside. There's a bit of hope. To see him get on the back of the score sheet is fantastic. And Manning getting himself a goal, getting himself an assist, makes up for his error to a point. But he had a lot of time. It's a great run from Martial and a fantastic finish. And it's a great time to score as well, right on the brink of half-time. And we will continue to monitor what's happening elsewhere. Forest, they were beating Blackburn to second, but I think Blackburn have gone ahead in their game. keep going. We can win this if we work hard as a team. Come on, boys. This is such a big game. Can you believe it? Blackburn Rovers are going to get automatically promoted. Right, they're going into central areas. You know what we're going to do? We're going to trap them inside. We're going to trap them inside. Thanks for that, assistant. Because we're going to try and trap them. If they're going to start coming inside, we're going to trap them. Hopefully that works. But, yeah, man, Blackburn Rovers. Getting second. I would never have expected it. But Forest are winning. They're doing all they can. But Blackburn equally are doing all they can against Southampton. I mean, this half has flown by. Nothing of note happening. Let's switch it up. Pellistri off for Jones. McGree off for Hackney. And Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers can come on. He's not played as much football, I think he'll admit that, but he can come on for Bangura. And yeah, O'Brien off for Barlasser because he's booked. Let's make a couple of sweeping changes. 4 changes with 15 minutes to go. And they're going cautious. So let's go attacking. Let's win the game, boys, and give West Brom... Send them a message. Let's send them a message. I mean, why are you all so nervous? Come on, boys. Nick a winner. Come on. Give West Brom a big psychological blow going into the playoffs. We don't want them to take confidence that they can come to the Riverside and get a result. I have no idea what that was, by the way. I mean, that was aimless. That's not how we set up at all. That was a nervous, needless ball forward. And, oh God, this would be horrible. Counter-attacking his. Wallace on the right-hand side. Manning with a wonderful tackle. Then a hand. Oh, man, it's an awkward pass to Manning. Oh, God, Hackney! I saw that coming! How was Madger missed? I mean, we've just got away with murder there. I mean, it was another absolutely horrible back pass. And we've drew. And we probably were second best. We had more shots on target, but I'm going to sympathise and say it was one of them days to keep morale up, but honestly, that's not gave me much confidence going in to the playoffs, because we're going to have to go to West Brom, try and get something, and then play them again at home. Well, we'll see what happens, but elsewhere, Blackburn Rovers are promoted. They beat Southampton 3-1, and you know what? You've got to just give it to them. I don't know how they've done it with the squad they've got, but when we hit poor form from February onwards, they've been pretty much fantastic. They also lost 5-1 away at Leicester, so we're not the only ones. It happens to everyone. Yeah, overall they've been brilliant. And beating Southampton 3-1 under that pressure, you know, you can only congratulate them. And it means Nottingham Forest didn't make it in the end. They did have a wonderful win. And I tell you what, if we play them in the playoff final, Christ, that's going to be difficult. Good luck to Stoke, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, we play West Brom. Stoke will sneak in. They've finished 1 point ahead of Ipswich, who got 7th in the end. In fact, it was Ipswich who beat Stoke. So they should be relieved there, Stoke, because I'm guessing Bristol City didn't do the job. They drew to relegated Swansea, and Sunderland didn't do the job either. Sunderland drew at home to Derby. So yeah, a couple of teams got close. Not close enough though, Southampton. It's a surprise to see that they didn't make the playoffs this season, but they finished 10th, which is pretty bad for them. Luton are the relegated side, only finishing 12th. But relegated, it's also worth noting, Sheffield United, 18th in the end. 18th. That's terrible for a relegated team. The second bottom being... Yeah, he has been sacked, no surprise. So, that means that relegated, Watford are down. They were unable to turn things around. They did beat Hull, who they've leapfrogged and took down with them. But Wickham, with a point, did enough. So yeah, I think Hull might have been the only side who could have caught Wickham. Maybe they were safe anyway because Watford and Hull were playing each other. So maybe the bottom three were doomed anyway. But Watford, Hull and Swansea are the 3 sides relegated. That is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's it. That is Season 2 officially over in the can. The 46-game campaign is done. And we know for sure that we are playing West Brom in the playoff semi-final. It's not been officially confirmed yet for some reason, but we will skip ahead just so we get confirmation of that. And it's exactly like last season. We've made the playoffs again, which I guess is cool. And did I think that we'd make automatic promotion this season? Probably not. So playoffs was probably where we expected to be. It's not popped up in our schedule as yet anyway, but you guys know we will be playing West Brom in the next episode in the playoff semi-final. And of course we had a similar game against Blackburn last season in the playoffs, which we won and made it to the final before losing to Birmingham. So here's hoping we can go one better this season, but the playoff semi-finals, they're going to be tough, and that's what we've got next. But that's it for today's episode, guys. A shame we couldn't get promoted, but we've got the playoffs coming up, which is equally as nervous and nerve-wracking as it is exciting. So tune in tomorrow to see how we get on and if we make it to the playoff final. If we don't, then that will be it for Season 2, and we'll have to see what we want to do from there on in, because the thought of going again in the Championship... it's something that just feels exhausting to me, so I'll have to wait and see if we want to go again. But I'm hoping that won't be the case and we will find our way to the Premier League via the playoffs. But tune in tomorrow to see if that is the case, and between now and then, hit the like button too, because it really helps the video out, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, take care guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the playoff semi-final.